Well, cell consists of the main three important parts of the cell, components of the cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus. Cell membrane is the outermost layer of the cell. Cytoplasm is another important component which is further divided into cell organelles and cell inclusions. Cell organelles consists of endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes, centrosomes, plastids. These are called cell organelles. Cell inclusions are granules, vacuoles. And another important thing, nucleus. Nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleus, and chromatin fibers. These are the very important components in the cell. Well, this is a cell membrane. Cell membrane, if you observe this cell, the outermost part of the cell is the cross section of the cell. It is a double layered. It is a double layer cell, which is phospholipid structure and bilayer. Bi means two layer. A phospholipid molecule consists of a polar phosphate head, which is hydrophilic, and a non-polar lipid is called a tail. Polar phosphate head, that is hydrophilic. Then the tail is called hydrophobic. Unsaturated fatty acids results in kinks in the hydrophobic tails. The phospholipid bilayer consists of two adjacent sheets of the phospholipids arranged tail to tail. The hydrophobic tails associate with one another, forming the interior of the membrane. The polar heads contact the fluid inside and outside of the cell. This is the double layer, how they are attached here, tail to tail arrangement, that is called phospholipid bilayer. Phospholipid bilayer, the cell membrane is made up of a phospholipid bilayer, as I told you. These are the lipid molecules made up of a phosphate group head and two fatty acid tails. Importantly, the properties of phospholipid molecules allow them to spontaneously form a double layered membrane. This is the arrangement. This is the structure, internal structure, intracellular head tail to tail arrangement. Phospholipid bilayer. Hydrophobic, the tail is concerned is hydrophobic, and the head is concerned it is hydrophilic head. The phosphate group head of phospholipid is hydrophilic, whereas the phospholipid tail is hydrophobic. This means that the phosphate group is attached to water, whereas the tail is repelled by water. When water or an aqueous solution, including inside the body, the hydrophobic heads of phospholipids will orient themselves. They arrange themselves to be inside as far away from the water as possible. In contrast, the hydrophilic heads will be on the outside, making contact with the water. The result is that a double layer of phospholipids is formed with the hydrophobic heads clustering together in the center, and the hydrophilic tails forming outside of the structure. The technical term for this double layer of phospholipids that form the cell membrane is phospholipid bilayer. This is called phospholipid bilayer. You see, this is a phospholipid bilayer. This is head, hydrophilic head. This is hydrophobic tail. This is the structure of inside of a cell membrane cytoplasm. This is the outside of the cell membrane. This is a double layer or a bilayer arrangement. If you observe the structure carefully, you can come across how the cell membrane functions. The cell membrane, also known as the plasma membrane, is a double layer of lipids and proteins that surrounds a cell. It separates the cytoplasm. It contents of the cell from the external environment. It is future of all cells, both prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So this is very important. Cell membrane, vessel outside the cell. The whole thing is cell biology. Well, friends, in the next class we will continue with the cell biology.